What's going on, guys? John Elder here from codemy.com, and in this video, we're gonna add size and style to our font picker for our app with Tkinter and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're gonna add this size and style box here to our font picker. And you can see we can pick from different sizes. No big deal there. You can have any size that you want. And we also have this style thing where we can pick regular, bold, italic, bold and italics. Actually, this is kind of hard to read. Let's pick a better one. There we go. So we can have regular, bold, italic, bold and italic, underline, strike, back to regular again, and any sort of combination of any of these. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. We're going to use the code that we wrote in the last video. So if you didn't see that, check the playlist, and we're going to build on it. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Get Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the Tkinter playlist with almost 200 other videos. So check that out if you haven't so far. So like I said, we've got our font_dialog.py code that we worked on in the last video. And we want to start out just by creating a couple more list boxes down below to have our size and our style. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make our app just a little bit wider so we can fit all these extra boxes on here. So, all right, let's come down here. And since I want to put these list boxes all next to each other, I think I want to use a grid system. So we need to slap in a new frame down here. So let's come down below our add text box stuff. And let's go bottom frame, something like that. And I'm just going to call this bottom frame. And this is going to be a frame. We want to put it in root. And that's pretty much all we need to do there. So let's go bottom_frame.pack. And that should be good. So now we want labels on top of each of these boxes so we know what they are. So let's add labels. And I'll call this one font_label. So that's going to be that one. Let's create one called size_label. Let's do that. And let's create one called style_label. And let's do it like that. So here we can go equals, and it's going to be a label. We want to put it in our new bottom frame. And we want the text to say, I don't know, choose font, something like that. And let's give this a face of Helvetica and like size 14, something like that. So let me just actually copy this to this other labels. Okay, so this one's going to say font size, and this one's going to say something like font style, something like that. Okay, so now let's dot grid these onto the screen, and I'm going to put this on row 0, column 0, and let's give this a pad X of 10 just to sort of push it off the side a little bit. So, okay, that looks good there. Let me copy this and copy this. Now we don't want a pad X on the middle one because it's going to get its padding from this one and this one. And that looks good. So this will be column 1 and this will be column 2. Okay, so that looks good. Now here we've got our main list box. And under here, let's create a couple more list boxes. Let's go size list box. And let's go style list box. And I'm going to call this font_size_list box. And it's going to be a list box. We want to put it in our bottom frame. And actually, let me just kind of copy all of this stuff. No reason to reinvent the wheel. Now let's change this to 40. So our font box will be half as small as it was. And let's make this one 20. And we need to change our old list box. We need to make sure that it's in the bottom frame now instead of in root. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, that looks good. So now let's, actually we need to grid this guy. So this will be a row 1, column 0. And let me just kind of copy this. This will be row 1, column 1. Okay, that looks good. Let me just copy this whole thing and come down here and create another one called font style list box. T-Y-L-E. And this will be in column 2. Okay, so here we added the fonts to our list box, our old one, the font list box. Let's now add sizes to size list box. So let's create a variable called font_sizes. And again, just like we did with the fonts, I'm just going to create a Python list. And let's just create the font sizes that we want. So I'm going to say 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, I don't know, 20, 36, 48, something like that. Put as many or as few as you want, whatever you want the font sizes to be in your app. And just like we did before, let's do a little loop here. Let's go for size in font sizes. we want to grab our font size list box and we want to dot insert, and let's put this at the end and let's insert the size. Okay, so that looks good there. Now we want to add styles to style list box. And same thing, I'm going to create a list called font styles, and that's just going to be a Python list. And here we can have all the styles that we want. Now, there are only a few styles that Tkinter will work with, and I'm going to just go ahead and use all of them. So the first I'm going to call regular, and that's for the Tkinter normal font. So this will sort of be like the default font. We also want bold and italic, and then like bold and italic at the same time. So we don't really need that, but we can do it. And then we want underline and strike. Okay, so same thing. Let's go for style in font styles. Same thing. I'm just going to come up here and grab this, paste it in, but instead of size, we want style. All right, so that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and run this and make sure we didn't make any mistakes. But before we do that, if you like this video, you want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com, where I have dozens of courses with hundreds of videos that teach you to code. Use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off memberships, all my courses, videos, and books for one-time fee at just $49, which is insanely cheap. All right, end of commercial. Let's run this guy. So Python font underscore dialog dot py. And when we do, we get an error. So font face, doy. All right, so here we go. This is font, and font. Okay, clear the screen, run this guy again. So, okay, this is all smushed together, and these are in the wrong thing. So let's give this some pad X and fix whatever's going on here. So we did that pretty quick. I was almost sure we are gonna have some sort of mistake. So here's the labels. And we gave a pad X to each of the labels, but we did not give pad X's to these guys. So I'll do this one and that one. And then here, font size list box. This should be font style list box. This is why you don't copy and paste. All right, so let's save this, run this guy again. All right, this should work. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Now these are centered, these labels, maybe you like that. I think I'm gonna sort of push them over a little bit. And also let's make this text box up here a little bit wider so it sort of lines up everything. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let's come over to our labels. Here they are. And let's just give each of them a sticky of West. That should do the trick there. And let's come up here to our text box frame, and we have it at 480. I'm just going to change this to like 510, make it a little wider. Let's go ahead and save this. That probably should look pretty good. Okay, so the text is now sort of lined up on the left-hand side here, and this box here is a little bit wider, sort of lines up everything there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now we just need to create some bindings and do some stuff with the bindings. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Head back over to our code, come down, and let's grab our list boxes. So font size list box is 1. So I'll just pop that there. And what was the other one called? Font style list box. And we're just going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to bind each of these. So when we click on one of them, they do something. So font chooser. So let's go font underscore size chooser. And let's call this one font underscore style chooser. Very creative names. Whatever. All right, so let's come back up to the top and let's create some functions for these things. So let's go define, and we want to pass in our E because this is an event thing. And then let's do it again. Define font style chooser, and that's also going to be an E. And let's just pass here. So let's say change font size, and here let's go change font style. Okay, so here is where we originally sort of made our config change for the family. So we could do the same thing right here with size, but instead of family, this needs to be size, right? Okay, so now our list box isn't called list box anymore. It's called, let's see, font size list box. So we need to make that change. So I'll change that there and there. And that's pretty much all we need to do for size. So let's go ahead and save this and run it, make sure that worked. So let's go hello world. And if we change this to 14, boom, it bops down to 14, back to 20, 48. Okay, piece of cake. So yeah, that looks good. Now we just need to tackle this font size. And this is gonna be a little bit more complicated. The first thing you'll notice is these are all capital, right? So when we're changing a font style, it needs to be lowercase. So the first thing we need to do is take all of these things and convert them into lowercase. We can do that super easy. Let's come back over here to our font style chooser guy. And I'm just gonna create a variable called style. And the name of our box is the font style list box. So we can grab, there we go, style with an E, that, and we can .get whatever's in there. And then we can get the well, this thing right here, current selection. So, okay, that looks good. Now let's just take this whole thing and let's go .to lower. And that should turn everything to lowercase. So let's just print this to the screen to make sure that looks okay. So go ahead and save this, run it again. Now when we click regular, bold, bold italic, and we end the program, it shows here lowercase, lowercase, lowercase. So that looks good. So now we've got the lowercase for all those things. Now we can do stuff with them. So what do we want to do? Well, we're going to need to do some if statements. So if statements, we don't need a comment. We know what an if statement is. So let's go if style equals bold. What do we want to do? Well, we want to rfont.config, and we want to change the weight to whatever style is. And that's not how you spell weight. W-E-I-G-H-T. So when you're talking about bold or regular, it is weight, right? So we can do the same thing here. And instead of bold, we can have regular. So if we click the regular button, it means we basically want to go back to default. So our weight is going to be normal. So for bold, the weight is bold, right? For regular text, it's technically called normal. So let's go ahead and save this and run it just to make sure that worked. I think it probably will have. So we can type some stuff. When we click bold, boom, it turns to bold. We can click regular, boom, it goes back to regular. So those are the only two weights. The rest of these are different things. So italic is actually what we call slant. It has its own sort of thing. So when we look at here, we're looking at the weight, and up here, we're looking at size, and down here, we're looking at family. Slant is its own sort of category, just like family, just like size, just like all these other things, right? Just like weight. So we can go if style equals italic, then r_font.config. We want to put the slant equal to italic. Or in this case, we can just call it style because that's what our variable is. So let's go ahead and save this, run it, make sure that worked. So we can type some stuff. We click italic, boom, it slants. We click regular, nothing happens. So we're going to want to change it back when we click regular. So we need to make a quick little modification to our regular one. So we'll put weight as normal, slant as Roman. I don't know why it's Roman, but it's Roman. Roman means regular in Tkinter. So we run this guy again, type in some stuff, make it italic, come back here, goes back to Roman. So, okay, that's looking good. Next, we have bold and italic. So we can do that. So let me just sort of copy this. And now it's going to be if style equals bold/italic, because remember down here, one of our things is bold/italic right there, right? So if it's bold/italic, then we want the weight to equal bold and the slant to equal, you guessed it, italic. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this and run it. Give that one a try. Type in some text, bold, italic, boom. Now we click here, it goes back. Bold, regular. Bold, italic, regular. Okay, so next we have underline. Underline and strike are also, just like slant, their own little category. It's really weird why that is, but that's the way it is. So let's go if style equals underline, then let me just copy this. Then this will be underline equals 1. And so up here for normal, we need to then put underline to equal 0. And you'll notice this number 0 and this number 1 are not in quotation marks. They're actually integers. So that's how you do that. Let's go ahead and save this and run it. Make sure that worked. Type some text, underline, boom, there we go. Go back to regular, it's gone again. So finally now we just have strike through. That's a weird one. I don't know why that's still a thing, but it is. So let me just kind of copy this whole thing because it's very similar. So if style equals strike, then this is going to be over strike equals 1. And again, to make it normal again, we need to come up here and set over strike to 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this, run it one more time. See if we got something here. Boom, strike. Okay, boom, regular. Now you can play around with this. You can do each one. So we can do bold and then italic. You'll notice it's now bold and italic. We can also do underline. We can also do strike. If at any time we want to get rid of any of those things, we just have to go here, click on regular. It sort of goes back to the default, and that's all there is to it. We got scripts. That's fun stuff. All the different things. And again, you could put a scroll bar here if you wanted to. I have videos in the playlist that show you how to put scroll bars in list boxes. Since I've already done that in other videos, I'm not going to waste time doing it in this one. Here, I'm just using my mouse wheel to scroll through these, and that works just fine. So, we can do anything we want like that. Very cool and pretty easy. Now, this whole thing is kind of ugly. It's not a normal looking font dialog box that would pop up in a program. You can do that, make your own window, make it look as pretty as you want. For our purposes, I just want the sort of mechanics of how this all works. And I've shown that in this video, so you can go from here and make it as pretty as you like or whatever. I'll leave that up to you. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and check out codemy.com where you can use coupon code YouTube1 to get $30 off memberships. It pays just $49 to access all my courses, over 47 courses, hundreds of videos, and the PDFs of all my best-selling coding books. Join over 150,000 students learning to code just like you. My name is John Elder from codemy.com, and I'll see you in the next video.